Right, today we are in Optimus Prime Studio. Oh yes, now you can see the difference between the Optimus Prime Studio and the MC Hammer Studio. So I actually like the MC Hammer Studio better, but Optimus Prime, maybe it sounds like it has, has more like sound dampening mats, at least over my head here. But oh shit, it's loose. Well, anyway, too much off topic here. But today I will talk about the Model 3 Standard Range Plus. Yeah, that's what they call it. So finally we have rear-wheel drive available for Europe. I heard many people actually order it already. We don't know when they will get it, but today I will just walk through the configurator and update you guys about what's going on. So I actually had to update myself. There's so much stuff going on with Tesla nowadays. I don't even have time to test other EVs. So I have to go back to call myself Tesla Bjørn again then. Yeah, not Kia Bjørn or Ionic Bjørn. But alright, so here we have the Tesla webpage. So if you want to order a Model 3, go here. Okay, I have 4G here in my car, so it could be a bit slow. Right, it starts with America and then it switches to Norwegian. Yes. So here you see the Standard Range Plus. Okay, one thing I should mention before we start all that is that the prices has dropped. Oh shit. So it was when I ordered MC Hammer, I thought I was smart, right? So I ordered MC Hammer right before the price went up again. So when I ordered it was 416,000 NOK, and now if you try to spec up a car, it's cheaper because they made Autopilot, the basic Autopilot, they made it standard, and they also lower the price. So if you see here, okay, we're gonna try to spec up a car, spec up MC Hammer. Okay, new mistake. What? Performance? Okay. Okay, next. Okay, trying to be black now. Just kidding. I'm not Busta Rhymes, no. Okay, and then I went for the you see here, Autopilot is now standard, so you cannot choose to not get it, and it makes sense because I always recommended everyone to, when you want to spec up a car, to always get Autopilot. It's so good shit. So Tesla made it standard, and at least in Norway it used to cost 25,000 NOK. So what they did was that they raised the base price by 20,000. They made it standard. So basically you're saving 5,000 NOK. Okay, so if I try to see now, 590. Oh, the price has dropped by about 17,000 NOK on MC Hammer. That's life, with Tesla. Constantly the price is dropping. So, but I also checked the price for a standard. Not performance. That one went down, dropped by about 5,000 NOK. Yeah, so it's still cheaper, but I don't know why the performance is cheaper. Actually, maybe the base price and performance was low. That's the only explanation I have. Yeah, the base price for performance has dropped 12,000, roughly. Okay, that's great performance for everyone. Oh yes, but anyway, let's go back to what I was going to talk about then. So basically what I'm saying is that the performance has been cheaper, the standard also has been cheaper, and also the Standard Range Plus has been cheaper. So this one, you see, is not a dual motor, it's a rear-wheel drive. So that is promising when it comes to efficiency. Nowadays we have no idea how big the battery pack is unless we have to dig deeper. So it just says that we have 415 kilometers of range, and if you look at the performance, it has 530 kilometers of range. Now, quick math I did was that the Standard Range Plus has about 80% of the range of the performance. And I've been driving around with MC Hammer for a while now, and when I'm around town, I don't need 500 kilometers every day. So I actually charge to about 70% only. So what I'm telling you guys is that even if you go for the Standard Range Plus, you have plenty of range. Okay, you don't have the same range as Kona or Eniro, but those cars, they have more range than this one. But in the long run, it shouldn't matter because you have supercharger network, and the Model 3 will charge way faster than these other cars that you are trying to compare with. So the competitors now, you see 367,000 NOK. You have Kona, which is slightly cheaper, 330 something, and then you have e-Niro, which is about the same, I think actually slightly more expensive. Before you start adding a little bit of additions, but and then the new 62 kWh Leaf will be priced around 400,000 NOK, very expensive for a car that will rapid gate. We don't know the price for the upcoming Soul yet, but that one will also have really good range, probably 500 kilometers in summer. But again, it's a somewhat small car, and we don't know how fast it will charge. Most likely, it will have the same charging curve as e-Niro and Kona, because it's probably the same drivetrain, you know. So that means about 75 kilowatt up until 57%, and then it drops, and then yeah, you guys know that story. So in terms of long trips, then even though this one has shorter range, then it shouldn't matter. It can most likely beat the other guys. One thing is that when you look at here, you know, the rear wheel drive or the standard range plus does not have the premium interior, so it lacks a little bit of that. So if you look here, this is wait, oh, they fixed it. Wow, they fixed it. When I checked earlier, it wasn't fixed. Okay, now it's fixed. So yes, we see that the partial premium includes some electric adjustable seats, but then the full premium also has rear seat heaters. Now I don't have kids. I almost never have anyone sitting in the back. Anyway, backseat passengers. But so I guess I cannot give you any good recommendations. For me, it doesn't matter. But I heard people who has passengers in the back, they want to have some seat heater in the back. So, but I heard that too much too much heat in your butt is not good for your hemorrhoids, right? Oh, just kidding. No, okay, but anyway, you still get that middle console and all that stuff. But you see that okay, without the premium, you're missing out on the browser. Now, who gives a shit about the browser? I never use the browser in the new car. Even if it was in the new one, well, I haven't tried, but it's so cumbersome to use the browser in there. Maybe I'll try the new one because in a Model S and X it was so sucky and laggy and useless. I would just use the browser in my phone instead, or bring my laptop. So don't count about you know, missing out on the browser there. But you're also missing out on the garage opener, right? It's called Home Link, so you don't have Home Link. So that is unfortunate. Again, for me, living in Norway, I never managed to get Home Link to work with the garages in here. So I'm not missing out on anything. I have a garage and all that. So, but of course, in other countries, that is very nice to have. So again, I don't have that experience. I can tell you about it. But one thing you're missing is the streaming feature in the car. So it means Spotify or whatever you have in your country. That one is a very nice feature. I love it. I use it all the time. So with the partial premium, you don't get it. So then you have to live with it and maybe stream from your phone and use Bluetooth, and that could work. So yeah. So you have to figure out, okay, and then also the sound system. Yes, you know, the sound system in my car, the premium, it has the premium, is awesome. It's comparable to the S and X, and sometimes I even feel like they place the speakers better in the Model 3 to have better resolution, a better sound picture than you have in the S and X. Yeah. But so then with the partial premium, you are missing out on that one. So again, you have to figure out if this is important or not for you, because you know, I'm not telling you that this is the perfect combination for you. No, I'm just saying what it is, and then you have to figure out. So every time people ask me, hey, would you buy an e-tron or a Model X? They ask me, what would I buy? Then I say Model X, because that's what I would buy, but that's might not be what you would buy. So it's almost pointless to ask me what I would buy. Yeah. But okay, you also see that all the cars, they also have the glass roof and some other features. So if you would spec up the cheapest Model 3, right? What do you get then? You get rear-wheel drive, okay, and how good or bad is rear-wheel drive. Some people would say that rear-wheel drive would suck, but I think we have enough experience from people with Model S now that these people who had Model S, they didn't have more problems getting up steep uphills or sliding off the road or whatever compared to the front-wheel drive cars. So again, some people can argue that, you know, front-wheel drive are more fun to drive. I mean, front-wheel drive are safer, but the rear-wheel drive are more like a driver's car, you know, more fun to drive. And also when it comes to the performance, 5.6 seconds 0 to 100 and 225 kilometers per hour. That is an unmatched performance you cannot find in any other competitors on the same price range. The i3 goes up to about 160 kilometers per hour. Same with Kona e-Niro, they go to about 160 kilometers per hour. And this acceleration still, it cannot be matched with this. So, of course, if it doesn't matter to you, then go get a Niro instead. The Niro has more space than the Model 3. And Niro, in a way, you might get some more premium features and stuff there, because like you see in here, it's somewhat stripped down. But okay, if you want to spec up one like this, okay, then you can go for it. And then if you go next, okay, and this is a long video. Shit, didn't talk too long. Okay, just go for the cheapest color, black here. And then well, the rims, well, I guess it's up to you. It's not too expensive. But there's one weird feature here, okay? If let's say you want to go this one and then you want to get the winter tires, okay? Say, oh, okay, it's 50,560. All right, I'm going to check it out, okay? And then next, what happened to the price here? Why did the price go up? No? And then if you uncheck, it's like a ninja. Well, it's a bug probably. But the price here actually goes up by this one, 16,120. Just be aware of that. But then you get this 16-inch with a wheel cap, so that's you really need it for the range in winter. And you get Nook and Hakkapeliitta R3. Yeah, they are awesome tires. I have them in my car. Yeah. Then with this one, you can go on the racetrack, on the ice track, and you won't slide off. Yeah, because then you can't. If you slide off the track, then you can't blame the tires. Then you are a bad driver. Okay, but anyway, so I'm not sure whether you should get this or not. I think it's a good deal for this one. Yeah, 16,000 for the wheel package. If you go for some other wheels, then you probably have to pay about 15,000 or so anyway. Okay, if you go next, and then about the interior, again, my opinion is that the white interior is too white. So I need to white the lead shit in here, so it's too reflective. But then many people, they also recommend to put some what do you call it, protective film here anyway, or they put some carbon fiber film over here, because this one, I also see it on MC Hammer. It gets micro scratches, lots of micro scratches already. I've been careful also, but so yeah, I wish Tesla had a different finish on that one. So lots of scratches already, so that is bad. But again, I would go for the black interior, because the white seats are so hard to maintain. I really tried. They are just okay. So I would go for this one. But again, in the end, it's up to you what you want and what to go for. And then when it comes to autopilot, standard autopilot is included, but this one, the self-driving, is not included. And if you really want to, if you don't want to spend the money, then don't get the self-driving, because the self-driving will have nice features like full self-driving. You can have some well, the auto parking is useless. I never use it. Don't use it, because it can damage your rims, and then you can't get that on warranty or whatever. It's your own fault. Summon, again, is the standard summon can be useful sometimes, but then the enhanced summon could be cool to have. But again, how useful is it? Because it's really slow today, but of course it will be faster later. So to me, I would say that if you have money, then go for it. But if you don't want to spend a lot of money on it, then I don't think you're missing out on any like must-have features, because the must-have features are already in the standard autopilot. So you see that if the recommended from me is about 400,000 NOK, and that is with winter tires. But again, if you don't care about the winter tires, then you can always uncheck this one and then you see that you will end up with 377,000 NOK, and that is for a pretty damn good car. And we don't know, most likely this one won't charge at 250 kilowatts, but it should at least charge at about 150 kilowatts. And then you have the same, actually this should be slightly better efficiency than the all-wheel drive, because you have, well, I'm not sure, but you should have the switch reluctance permanent magnet motor in the back, you know, which is very efficient. The Model S and X will also get this upgrade, yeah, because they have about 97% efficiency versus 93% on the induction motors. So you have pretty damn good car, rides like a rock. It's so fun to drive. Today I had to use Optimus Prime for a little bit, and then I realized how big and bulky and heavy this car is compared to the Model 3. So if you go for the Model 3, you have one of the best driving car in that price range. So if you go for e-Niro, it's a bit sluggish. Kona, same there, it's a bit sluggish. i3 is fun to drive, don't get me wrong, but it's also expensive. And then i3 also lacks in the range, in the charging speed, in pretty much every space, all that, you know. And the new Leaf is the same as the old Leaf, just new, bigger battery. But again, it could rapid gate, and it has a CHAdeMO plug, and you know, with this Tesla you have the supercharger network. So I can just go forever about why Tesla Model 3 is one of the best deal nowadays until something big comes out. So I'm not trying to promote, I don't make much from getting referrals from selling Model 3s or Teslas anyway, you know. It's just that in my head and in many people's heads right now, the Model 3 seems to be the best deal. I almost see daily people discussing and posting about news about Model 3 selling big chunks. There are news, people are discussing or arguing about Model 3 in the e-Niro group, the Leaf group, the Ioniq group, the BMW i3 group, you know. Model 3 is a game changer. So of course, if you can live with the less premium stuff, and also you have to have some patience in issues with a Model 3, then it's most likely one of the best cars for you. Fortunately, I've been driving almost 4,000 kilometers so far. I didn't have any issue with the MC Hammer, my Model 3 performance, yet. The crash was driver error, and I still blame the tire. Partly the tires, partly me. Bad decision of me, of course. So yeah, I think I'm done now. So again, like I mentioned in the beginning, you know, if you click on performance here, they say estimated delivering in May. That's freaking fast, man. You can get it within about a month or so. If you try to wait for some of the other brands I mentioned, you can wait a year or two. So that's also something people are discussing in the other groups, especially in the e-Niro group, that, you know, some people don't want to wait them anymore. They don't want to wait 2 years or 1 year. They just want a car within a couple of months. And they are almost envious when they see people driving around with Model 3s. I can understand them. I was also so envious until I got one myself. And you see that the long range also says estimated delivery in May. Long range and performance, but the standard range has no estimated delivery. But Tesla is not going to keep you waiting for 1 to 2 years before you get it. They will most likely try to deliver it by this summer, you know, maybe let's say June, July or something, you know. That's just my gut feeling, so don't take my word on it. I don't have any insight in Tesla. Yeah, but I think that'll be it. A long-ish video about my input, my opinions about this car. So now I have a little bit of experience with it. So to me, yeah, by the way, so if you guys are wondering, how was it? Do you like it? I love it. I love a Model 3. I don't need all that space, and we still have space. I've even slept in the car several nights during my trips, so that also works great. I haven't been talking too much. Now the lights turn off. Ah, shit. So it's one of the best investments so far. Like, mine was even the performance. You don't really need the performance. You can get the standard range, the standard long range, which is cheaper. By the way, let's try to spec up that one just to give you an idea. If you for some reason you have range anxiety, you have a ginormous bladder made of steel, and just want to drive far, you want to hammer it. If you want to hammer it and you want a cheap car, go for black. Okay. Winter tires, no, you don't need that. Well, actually, just let's include the winter tires to make it more realistic. Okay. Interior, just go for this one. You don't need the white one. No. Okay. Autopilot, yeah, you don't go for that one. So now we have a car, a damn good car. It's more expensive than the competitors, but in my opinion, you get so much more for the money, because what matters in the end nowadays is range. EVs nowadays, they suffer. You know, they don't have the superb range that you kind of want, like in a fossil car. But with Model 3, I recently took a trip to Lapland and back again. Even in winter, snow and shit, slush, I could not keep up with the car. Meaning that I had to really stretch it. I had to drive 3.5 hours before I stopped. And then when I stopped, I had some food. And I came back and the car was ready. I'm like, oh shit. And that was also with some charging issues with the car. It was charging kind of slow. There's some problems, but they will solve it. I'm pretty sure they will solve this. So, and then later I couldn't keep up with the cars. The car was ready before me. And this will also be the reality if you drive it, you know, longer. You hammer it down the Swedish coast or whatever, you know, at higher speed. So basically what I'm saying is that the Model 3 has so good range and so efficient car and has so fast charging and superchargers everywhere, so that you are much closer to a fossil car than any other EV on the market today. Even an Ioniq doesn't have the capacity, it has the efficiency. And then the Kona has the range, but it doesn't have the charging network and the charging speed, you know? So Model 3 got it all. Except that, okay, Model 3 doesn't have the space as a Model X or something, but if you don't need the space, if you don't need the tow hitch, then Model 3 is the best choice for you. Yeah, so I think that'll be it. Sorry guys, sorry e-Niro fanboys, sorry Ioniq fanboys or whatever other fanboys out there. It's just that to me right now a Model 3 is the best deal. Yeah, if your needs fit into that, you know. But okay, so I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching. And before I end, yes, okay, I used my opportunity. If you want to use my referral code, please do. It is in the description below. You will get 1,500 kilometers of range. I've done a video before. You will get 2,400 kilometers into the battery, what is displayed there. Free supercharging. But even if you don't have that one and you have to pay for it, it's still very cheap, dirt cheap. I have a video about it. It's about half to 1/3 of the cost of a gasoline car. Yeah, so please use my link. I really appreciate it. I don't make too much from it. I get some free supercharging, but I have so much free supercharging now that I don't have time and I cannot spend them all. But anyway, thank you guys. So see you later.